I'm going to be comparing the zombie movies that originally were on Disney Channel and are now on Disney Plus to the free Austin Powers movies, which are very much intended to both celebrate as well as send up James Bond. I haven't actually seen any of the James Bond movies or any of the Austin Powers movies, but at this point I have seen the free zombie movies. When you look at highest score for each franchise, in the case of zombies, the second movie actually has a 100%. With Austin Powers, the highest score is a 73% for the first film. The other two are actually rotten. Then when you look at lowest score for each franchise, in the case of Zombies, the lowest score is a 62% for the first movie. With Austin Powers, both the second and third film have a 53%. Zombies wins again. Then when you look at average scores, Zombies has an average of 79. Austin Powers has an average of 59. Then when you look at gap between lowest and highest score, it's 38 for the Zombies franchise, whereas the gap is only 20 for the Austin Powers franchise. So Austin Powers wins here, but Zombies already won 3 rounds, so it's going to win this debate regardless of my personal opinion. But let's look at it now. Which franchise do I prefer? And this one's not hard for me at all. When it comes to Austin Powers, it seems to me like overall the movies do a good job of doing what they're trying to do, which is poke fun at James Bond while also celebrating the franchise at the same time. Very similar to what Galaxy Quest does, where that movie manages to both celebrate as well as send up Star Trek and its fans. It manages to poke fun at Star Trek and the fan base in the most loving way possible, where it doesn't in any way come off as cynical or mean spirited. Never feels like we're saying that Star Trek fans are dummies. Oh, this franchise is so stupid. No, the movie finds ways to poke fun at Star Trek and the fan base while ultimately actually embracing both those things as well. It's also like what Deadpool and Wolverine does by bringing in these characters from franchises that didn't end very well or didn't last long. It both is a movie that's poking fun at everything, laughing at everything, but also at the same time it's trying to honor these characters, these universes, these franchises. I think it does that rather well. I think that the best thing about the zombie movies, and the main reason actually why I would choose them over Austin Powers, is I feel like Zombies is really doing something very interesting with the zombie genre, with horror, more so than Austin Powers. Because if you think about it, most of zombie stories are about a post apocalyptic scenario where there's all these undead people that are just savage, mindless monsters that don't have any humanity left at all. They're just trying to eat human brains, and there's humans are trying to survive. So most stories are portraying this kind of scenario in a much more dark and serious manner. But with these zombie movies, as you can imagine, because they were originally on Disney Channel, this is a much more fun and light-hearted version of a zombie story. We learned that, okay, technically there was an apocalypse that did happen, but in this case, there's this technology called Z bands. The zombies wear the Z bands, and because of that, they actually have not lost their humanity. They're not just mindless monsters. We see that, oh, they actually are capable of talking, they live in houses, they have families. Sure, their hair is green, their skin's a bit paler than an ordinary human, but in a lot of ways, they actually are still like humans. I appreciate that in the second movie, you bring in werewolves, so you see that okay, they're not living in houses, they're not quite as civilized as the zombies are, but they actually still have intelligence. They're not just mindless monsters. Usually, when you see a werewolf, it looks like an actual wolf, but in these zombie movies, we see that, oh, the werewolves actually still look human. They're not just wolves. Then the third film, we actually bring aliens in. I like that for main character, the girl, who starts off rather ordinary. At least she's presenting herself as ordinary, hiding who she really is. But then we see that she plays a big part in and helping people to overcome their prejudice against zombies. We see that right at the beginning of the first movie, most people are afraid of the zombies because they think, well, zombies are going to try to kill us, they're going to try to eat our brains, but we see they learn that, oh, this is actually not the case. No, we can actually live in peace with the zombies, and that's what ends up happening. It also happens with the werewolves by the time you get to the end of the second film, and then you get to the third film, and it happens again with these aliens. I think it's pretty fascinating, to be honest, doing this much more optimistic, hopeful, upbeat version of zombie werewolf alien story where there's not the cynicism that you can see in other stories like this. No, these movies are actually about a scenario where all the humans and all these creatures actually learn how to live together in peace. It's really heartwarming, makes you feel really good. So it stands out from other, movies about zombies or werewolves or aliens. And with Austin Powers, it's a bit less unique, I would say, compared to the zombie franchise. So I'm going to say that Zombies is the franchise I prefer. It's going to win this debate. That'll be it for now.